Hi, and welcome to WPYP-TV Manchester. Today's show, the theme is slacker movies. And WPYP-TV, We Pick Your President, is proud to have the two biggest slackers, not biggest, the two premier slackers in Queen City today.
Elite.
Gonzo and Kyle.
I think we have potential to take the crown, though.
For forever and ever.
Forever and ever.
You are working on it.
See, the problem with being a slacker is you have to work diligently, but that's not what slackers do. So we have to.
Oh, Kyle, don't look
hard.
at me. Look at the camera. Nobody, forget about me.
I can't forget about you.
Well, that's the problem with other people. Like
Dude, you have a robot arm.
Like Victoria Sullivan,
How's she doing?
she pulled a hat trick. She's lost her third municipal election in a row.
Yeah, but she's trying and.
Oh, jeez, how you change your tune when the camera's on?
Speaking of tunes, do you mind if I honor my cat in song?
As long as you directly look at the camera and belt it out to Manchester, the Queen City.
So I've recently lost my best friend cat, named Robot, and this one's for you, big guy. Remember you. Will you remember me? Hey. Pass you by.
Come on, buddy, belt it. Belt it out.
Anyway, you get the gist.
I thought you were going to sing it out there,
Weep
baby.
not for the memory.
That's embarrassing.
You guys ever lose a cat?
I'm waiting. Try it again. Kyle, we're both going to shut up. I'm not going to meow, and we're going to let the big guy here.
I'm so afraid to love. Nah, you know what? You ruined it, John. You did the meow.
Sorry, I'm looking away.
You did the meow.
Give it. I'm okay. I'm looking at our other guest, Erich Pilcher. I'm not going to say a word.
Remember good times that we had. Let them slip away from us, things got bad. Clearly I first saw you smiling in the sun. See, now Erich Pilcher looks bored. What?
You're not much of a...
Brandon,
I don't think you loved your cat.
start it over.
No, I think we you know what?
Whoa.
This is it.
No, I'm
we'll
done.
quit. We'll quit.
Kyle just said I didn't love my cat.
We will quit a little early. Me and Kyle will leave, and we'll KO Erich Pilcher. And like in the last 5-6 minutes,
Yeah.
you can be alone in the studio.
And I'll do Coco Cabana.
You can do whatever you want. We'll give you the last 10 minutes of the show. Is that all right, Kyle?
I would love that.
We will leave. Okay, and you, Brent, warn us, Brendan. Give us like at 4:48. I'm going to say 3. We didn't change the clock here at the studio.
They call that a teaser.
4:48. We will wind up. Kyle and I will leave, and then Gonzo can,
Not if Erich Pilcher's looking like that. Like, he's bored.
Eric's not going to be there either.
All
Erich
right.
can't even see you.
If he's gone, I'll do it.
Eric can't see you. He can only see me on camera.
I can see him.
Can I just say a quick thing about Robot, if I may?
Okay, we're going to give him the last 10 minutes, and you can eulogize your cat. And the one that smiled in the song.
Listen, here's the deal. When you lose a cat, people go, oh, it's just a cat. But no, this cat was a lot to me. And I thought I was doing the whole show on the cat today.
Where did you get that idea?
I just thought I was. And,
we told you that we're going to do slacker movies.
I told everyone in the cat community.
Because Kyle astounded the audience last week when he said, Erich Pilcher, we're going to bring you in. Last week,
Erich looks like he has a bunch of cats.
Astounding thing. He has a Staffordshire Terrier.
I'm sure he's got
Staffordshire Terrier. The most astounding thing happened where Kyle, who is one of the premier slackers here in the Queen City, if not the,
he gets to drink beer?
Yes, because he's at home. And You mentioned that you were a fan of Pauly Shore, which if I had a dental plate, it would have popped out of my mouth. So, tell us what Pauly Shore means to you, and then Eric, who is a great film critic, will enlighten us about slacker movies.
I mean, there's so many great things about Pauly Shore. Can Eric hear me?
Eric, can you hear us?
Absolutely.
Brendan, the sound here is a little low.
Yeah, I know.
Is that okay?
No, there's no echo.
Oh.
Okay.
Maybe if you turn that fan off.
All right.
Should
Eric,
I turn the fan off?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
It's fine. Eric, can you hear me?
Like that.
It's okay. Hey, Brett, it's okay.
There's no air coming.
Yeah, it's pretty hot in here. So yeah, there's many positives to Pauly Shore, obviously.
There are. Can you name them?
Great hair, number one.
Son-in-law is great.
Son-in-law, also great. No, I was actually being sarcastic, but the I don't know. Incinerator, great film.
Cool body.
Biodome. You do the buddy thing again.
Cool body.
Do it better. Come on.
What about G.I. Jane?
Yeah, that's all right.
Pauly Shore was in G.I. Jane.
He was in an army movie. In the army now.
G.I. Jane was Viggo Mortensen and what's her name? Bruce Willis's artificially enhanced
Demi
Moore.
Aragon was in G.I. Jane?
Yes.
Demi Moore was.
Aragon. from
Well,
Lord of the
Viggo
Rings.
I know him as Viggo Mortensen. He used to go around L.A. In poetry readings.
It's Vigo.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah,
my friend Jocelyn, they used to do poetry readings. together.
Pauly Shore was a son of a great Mitzi Shore, which is probably why he had a break. I'm looking at the GD camera,
Put the pen down.
which is why I think he got a break in Hollywood.
Well,
Would you
she
agree?
let him be in the Comedy Store. Hey, Eric, tell us about what's your take on Pauly Shore?
Oh boy. He has one trick, and that one trick he does very, very well. He does play the slacker role very, very well. Certainly wouldn't expect him to be in any dramatic films by any stretch.
But the movies do get dramatic
but I
throughout
remember
the
him
process.
from an episode of Married with Children, when he was a manager of a burger joint that Al Bundy had to work at.
I missed that episode.
I saw it.
Yes, it's when he was the place was called Burger Trek, and whenever Al put the burger down the ramp, he had to say whoosh. And Pauly Shore would be like, Bundy, you didn't say the whoosh.
He did.
So this is like Pauly Shore, like say his signature role, like with Laurence Olivier, Hamlet, or The Entertainer, or Jack Nicholson, Randall Patrick McMurphy. His signature role was playing a manager of a burger place, and we can say,
Well, I would say his signature role, if I had to say, would have to be Encino Man.
Absolutely.
Encino Man. I only remember that because the real actor was in it.
Brendan Fraser.
Right, Brendan Fraser. I never saw it.
Also, there's one other.
Okay, Kyle, take it away.
He was,
This is your man.
This is my man. It's
Yeah.
yeah. Shh.
Let Kyle
I
do
forget
his
his name.
thing.
He was in Lord of the Rings. Can you help me?
Yeah, I have 30.
Who was wrong on
Brendan
the Lord?
Fraser? He was
No,
in
the
School
other
Ties.
one. The other one.
Why we're not talking about Viggo Mortensen? No.
No, not Viggo Mortensen.
Brendan
he was a
Fraser.
Hobbit. He was Frodo's best friend.
Oh, you
Pauly's best friend.
Oh, I know who you're
Yeah,
talking
Sean
in Cinnamon.
Patrick.
Elijah Wood.
Come on, Brendan, help us.
Sean Austin.
Sean Austin. Thank
Yes.
you. Yes. Rudy.
Pat Aston. Patty
Yes.
Duke Aston.
But we're not talking about.
Sean Astin.
Yes. Was also an Insinuate Man.
He was.
Yes, he
Yes,
was.
he
He
was.
was. Yes, he was.
Pauly Shore is probably short because Sean Astin is short, and you don't want actors like towering over
Well, he
you.
played a Hobbit, so yeah,
Yeah,
naturally he would be short. That's true. That
because
is very true.
Viggo's actually tall. He didn't play a Hobbit.
Biodome was another Pauly Shore hit.
Oh well,
Baby steps, all right? Can we get through
Yeah,
Insinuate Man?
Kyle is. This is Kyle's This is Kyle's day.
Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. So
and it will be his day tomorrow, next week, too.
I didn't know that.
We're talking about Pauly Shore. When we get to Adam Sandler,
proceed.
When we get to Adam Sandler, we will call on your great wisdom.
Can you just ride the wave, buddy?
Shut up.
Okay, Kyle. Over to you again.
No, again, I think those are 3 great films. I think it was like Casablanca, Biodome, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Encino Man. Yeah, those are top 3. Top 4.
Didn't you just say 4?
I just said 4. Okay.
What would you say, Erich Pilcher?
In regards, I kind of was shocked to hear Encino Man and Casablanca spoken in the same statement.
It's a hot take. I understand that. You could throw the Green Mile in there. That's fine.
Well, who played the woman role in Encino Man? Because it was Bogey, one of the greatest movie stars ever, and Ingrid Bergman, who was a great star too.
Gazungas.
Well, Ingrid Bergman's not known for Gazinga. She won 3 Oscars.
That's what they said.
Who was the woman in Encino Man? There must have been some gal.
There was a love interest.
James here.
Robin Sweeney,
James.
who was played by Megan Ward.
Who was it, Eric?
The character's name was Robin Sweeney, and she was played by Megan Ward.
Megan Ward. She must have been somebody's girlfriend or mistress or casting couch decision. Never heard of her again.
A lot of the early 90s slacker films like Joe's Apartment, PCU, and Encino Man.
She was in them?
Yes.
Now, Eric, what was the first slacker movie? Would it be Slackers?
Whew, that's a tough one because I actually, before coming on, did research about it. And what I have come up with is I believe that slacker films are kind of an offshoot of the raunchy comedies that came out in the 70s, like Animal House and Porky's. Except it's a narrower scope. It's not an ensemble cast. It's 1 or 2 guys.
Yeah.
1 or 2 degenerates, yeah.
So, I would say the slacker genre really kind of started with Animal House.
Which was he said that we can't really hear him.
Animal House, he said.
We can't really hear him, Brendan.
Well, this is as good as Brendan can do.
Is it?
He doesn't want echo.
Can you do better, Brendan?
Just a little.
No, so what do you think the definition of a slacker film is?
What's the definition of a slacker film, Eric? He can hear us. We just can't hear you so well.
For me, the definition of a slacker film would be, 1, the central character has to be a slacker. Otherwise, it does not work. And there has to be, the person has to be likable. The term lovable loser comes into play quite a bit.
So there's a...
that's
lovable
another...
losers, like you two.
I wouldn't go that far. I think Kyle and Gonzo are gentlemen and scholars.
I appreciate that, Eric.
Thank
we're
you,
more
Eric.
of comeback kids.
Thank you, Eric. Wayne's World was voted best slacker movie of all time.
Would you consider Wayne's World a slacker film, Eric?
Absolutely, 100%.
I would, because again,
I don't know if you can consider Wayne's World 2 a slacker film though, because they kind of make it big.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they can really be slackers anymore.
Right, but like if you're living in your parents' basement, but you still have a likable personality. You have something going on for you.
Don't they usually come out on top anyway, though? It's like the underdog kind of wins slacker roles.
Well, we'll go back to Animal House, which came out when I was 18, and it was huge to my generation. But also people like older people. And what is the New Hampshire connection with Animal House? Do you guys know?
That it's overrated?
No, that the college is actually it's based on Dartmouth and an actual Animal House fraternity at Dartmouth College.
I did not know that, actually.
Because the people at National Lampoon, which was, a humor magazine, I read it when I was in college, were all from Harvard or Dartmouth. They were all from Ivy League schools. And they changed comedy, particularly in motion picture comedy. Chevy Chase was, a lot of them became staff writers on Saturday Night Live. And American humor was, and to a great degree still is, Jewish humor, Jewish American humor, which it was about an underdog, but it was like light in your face. It was in your face humor, attack, humor, slap you in the face. American humor was, like when I was a kid, mostly Jewish American humor. In fact, the greatest comedian of that time who influenced everybody was Lenny Bruce. But what they say about National Lampoon and Animal House and Saturday Night Live, what came later, it was WASPs and Irish Catholics, and they were very well educated, and it was a more ironic type of humor. You're watching people, they play it straight, but the absurdity is like in the situation. And if you think about Animal House, it's the colleges, it was a WASP, white Anglo-Saxon Protestant, or what we call New England Yankee type of situation, and they're kind of reacting against that. And of course, Bluto, who was the great John Belushi, was the ethnic role in the thing. Blutarski, the Polish guy. He was probably, now that Eric was talking, the first and ultimate slacker. And remember, they're being dumped on, but and as you said, but with slacker movies, they came out on top in the end.
Now, didn't Belushi overdo it in that movie?
Yeah, but it was hilarious.
Yeah, see, I never found that stuff funny. I don't know, I can't find one movie back in the 70s that's funny.
What about you? This is your show, Kyle.
Oh, yeah.
Did you like Animal House? Oh, we have an incoming call.
I forgot about that. It's your show.
Hi, and welcome to WPYP-TV. We're not talking about Victoria Sullivan today and her ignominious loss.
Unless it's her.
The only things we're talking about are slacker movies
I have a question
and dead
for you,
cats.
Mr. Hopwood. This is
Yes.
Jim in Manchester.
Yeah.
Hey, Jim.
Would you consider the Three Stooges, the Bowery Boys, and Abbott and Costello slackers?
You know what? We'll put that to Eric, okay? And thank you for the call, and we are going to put that to Erich Pilcher.
Thanks for the call.
Oh, man, the pressure. I would definitely consider the Three Stooges slackers.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any other way about it.
Put hearts and
They would have to be slackers. Abbott and Costello seem to have more ambition. So I'm on the fence with them. I don't know if I would say they would be slackers.
I liked Abbott Costello as a kid, but as I grew up, I didn't like them much. And Costello, Luke Costello, based his character on Curly. What do you guys? Do you guys like the Three Stooges? Because I love
Wouldn't
them.
that be slapstick humor?
Well, that was slapstick humor, but that was also Jewish humor, too. They came out of vaudeville, and they were
like
contemporaries with the Marx Brothers.
Yes would be the answer. I like the Stooges.
What about you, Kyle?
I have some questions. I've seen the Three Stooges, but do they own real estate or a home? Are they living in their parents' basement? Do they live together?
Well,
I don't really know the background,
they
to be
live
honest.
underground. In one episode, they live under their truck when they're repairmen.
And they're like
The
60.
one, a plumbing we will go.
Mo's a jerk.
Mo is a
Mo
jerk.
is not a jerk.
Mo's a jerk.
You very much act like Mo at times.
You know what?
Larry.
I'll give it to him. I think they are slackers.
But do you
I think
like
they're more
the Three
aggressive.
Do you enjoy their humor?
That wasn't at the time. I'm sure I would have loved it.
Yeah.
I'm talking about now.
Yeah,
They're still
it's
huge.
okay. I mean, I could slap Gonzo in the face right now on TV. Would
No,
that be
you
funny?
can't. No.
I said I could. I'm not going to.
Can't do that.
But would it?
Is he
would
like
it be
Mo?
funny? Would it be funny? I don't know.
No, it wouldn't be funny.
I feel like it's kind of a cop out now. You know what I mean?
But it was innovative at the time.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Times are
It
changing.
was of its time. It came out of the 20s and 30s. It was a type of Jewish American humor that was pitched towards immigrants, many of whom couldn't even speak English. because they do dialect humor too, just like the Marx Brothers. And remember the Marx Brothers who were Jewish. You had Chico, who was Groucho is probably one of the greatest comic actors in history. But Chico is playing an Italian, even though he's Jewish. Ethnic humor back in the days of vaudeville was very big, and it lasted. It went into the movies too, but they would do shtick, these comic things about like language, because they're in Florida, in the Coconuts. They're in a Florida land deal, and they're talking about a viaduct. And of course, Chico is supposed to be Italian. Say viaduct, viaduct. Viaduct.
Yeah, it's not that.
Oh, it's great, but it is of its time, and some of the greatest writers, Pulitzer Prize winners like George S. Kaufman, wrote the dialogue. S.J. Perlman. These are people that don't write slacker movies, though.
Can I say a slacker movie that I think is right up there?
Right, because I think we have answered that question,
Brian.
Eric. Right?
The Police Academy series. That's a slacker movie.
Police Academy's not slackers.
How is it not?
It's its own genre. Is a Police Academy movie slacker?
I would say it is. They're slacker cops.
Yeah, they're slackers. They're misfits that became policemen and overcame LA's thieves.
I just don't like that actor who was in all sorts of movies in the early 80s. Now he's gone. Steve Guttenberg.
You don't like Gutenberg?
And then he shaved his head and became a game show host, I think.
I didn't know that part.
Carl, you seem to be there very studiously wanting to say something.
I'm just waiting for the right time.
It's your show.
It's not my show.
It's your show.
No, guys, it's a team effort, okay?
Do you think Pauly Shore, Carl, was any way influenced by the Three Stooges?
I think Pauly is his own.
Answer the question.
I'm trying to.
Or we're going to put you on the Victoria Sullivan beat.
Answer.
What's that beat?
The question.
Well, you're going to her next
No,
debate.
Pauly's his own entity. Trying to get in the head of Pauly Shore. You can't do it. But
Okay, let's
answer
ask
is no.
Eric. Is Pauly Shore sui generis? Is he of his own genre?
Ooh.
I think that's another tough question, because when you think of Pauly Shore, you almost automatically go to slacker. So, with maybe a touch of stoner comedy in there.
Lovable.
So, is stoner comedy?
I don't know if I would say. I believe that he created his own characteristics. I would think he was influenced by people before him, but I think you could get away with saying Pauly Shore movies as a subgenre.
Okay. Now, once again, I was in college. We loved Cheech and Chong movies, stoner movies. I don't consider them slackers.
Of course they are.
No, they're not slackers.
What's the difference?
They're like.
Because they were Cheech and Chong. Because when I was a kid, we'd grow up, we had their albums.
Well, you're going by name recognition.
Yeah.
If they didn't have the comedy bit, would they not be slackers?
Weren't they like,
But stoner, I would think stoner. Do you think stoner? The ultimate stoners were Cheech and Chong. I mean, before they made hit movies, and my father loved their movies too, because my father liked to smoke pot ever since they used to grow weed in the Navy.
So did Robot.
Garden and
on a boat?
No, they have barracks on that they go to after they come home, and it wasn't illegal then. But my father loved Cheech and Chong. I grew up with them. Are Cheech and Chong slackers, Eric?
No.
No.
Cheech and Chong are very ambitious.
That's
don't
right.
know what
They're
they're-
dealers.
So,
Yes,
no, but they're also
they're very,
consumers, which is
they have
that's not a
very
financially
good
savvy movie to make.
business
Savvy
acumen.
move to make.
Yeah, and they also go the wrong way at some point.
I would consider more of like Tom Green would be in the Pauly Shore aspect of this.
Well, we're talking. This is
ours-
my few minutes.
This is his.
We'll get back to Tom Green, which I think I should
There
walk
are no
out and go down
rules.
to see Matt Connaughton now when we talk Tom Green. We're really getting to the bottom of the barrel. But yes, I don't think that Cheech and Chong were slackers. Because remember in Nice Dreams, they're dealing, and which caused all sorts of trouble. They're dealing out of that ice cream truck.
to support their own habit, though.
I like your Tom Green point.
they were also there to spread the joy,
How about this influence on Pauly Shore? Bobcat Goldthwait. A niche type of comedy, like Pauly
Niche,
Shore had
like,
a thing where he goes
niche.
the weasel,
Yeah, with an
and
E.
cool body, like that was his thing. Bobcat did that as well. He was in that movie Hot to Trot. He was a one-trick pony.
You can address the camera because
I'm talking to Eric.
I barely know who you're talking to.
I'm talking to Eric.
Eric's well, I'm over there now.
You talk to that Eric, and I'll talk to this Eric.
Okay, Kyle, let's have it. You actually believe that Cheech and Chong were slackers.
I'm not saying they're slackers, but I need to know how much money do they make before taxes?
I don't think they ever declared taxes. Remember, they had the money, and then
Correct.
Pee Wee Herman stole it in
that's
Nice
right.
Dreams.
Where's Pee Wee fall in all this?
Slacker.
Well, Pee Wee Herman was in the early Cheech and Chong movies. Remember, he was the clerk, where he thinks I think they're Iranians.
I didn't know that Paul Rubin was in that.
Oh yeah, he appears in a couple of the Cheech and Chong movies, which get increasingly were bad, by the way.
Yeah, I
course.
never
By
liked
the
them.
Corsican brothers, it's like. Oh my
So you were saying Cheech and Chong are actual businessmen?
Well, they were.
Pot
Well,
dealers.
first of all, Cheech, they were ethnics. Cheech Marin was what was called
It's irrelevant.
Chicano then. No, it wasn't. Mexican American, which that was unique. You didn't have Mexican Americans except, like cowboy movies where as comic relief. And he was Chinese American. They were, and they're from L.A., so they were kind of their own.
East LA.
Oh, that's right, born in East L.A. And they were actually Tommy Chung's from Canada, Vancouver. But I guess because Cheech Marin evaded the draft, so he went up to Canada, and that's where they met, where Tommy was managing a strip club. But they were the first people that actually talked about marijuana and smoking. And
That is very
the
pioneering.
routine. Dave's not here, man. Even a 10-year-old loved that.
So,
We barely knew.
what about in
marijuana
Back to the
was.
Future? I think they were trying to be called a slacker film by the principal calling Michael J. Fox a slacker.
Are we bringing up the pain of Kyle over Christopher
I'd like to
Lloyd now?
ask
We're not
Eric.
talking about Christopher Lloyd.
to
We
com-
don't want to bring up Back to the Future or Christopher Lloyd. Christopher Lloyd disappointed Kyle.
He's
Kyle,
a slacker.
Kyle, tell Erich Pilcher what Christopher Lloyd did to you.
Hi, Eric. This is Kyle Clayton. So somebody paid X amount of money. I forget what the
It
app
was
is called.
$200, right?
It was about $200 for me to have a
It was you,
FaceTime
wasn't it?
interview. Yes, it was me. Don't
Hush.
let my parents hear. For me to have a 2-minute FaceTime interview with Christopher Lloyd, and he never showed up.
Cameo.
Cameo's the app. Thank you.
Isn't that sad?
Do you do Cameo, Eric?
I do not do Cameo. I considered giving it a gift to some people, but it's just so expensive, and I'd be heartbroken if I gave it as a gift to someone and paid all that money, and they're like, "Wow, that was a letdown."
Well, and then the person doesn't even call you.
I was going to talk about the
Right.
war with Ukraine and Russia with him because everyone wants to talk about Back to the Future, so I was going to mix it up. I thought it would have been a good bit, but I have credit for it now, so the money's not gone.
Ooh, let's
You mean you can't get the money back, though?
No, I can't get my tangible cash
get
back.
Shannon Doherty.
Jesus, what you could get her for if it's $200, you could probably get it for the entire hour.
It's a cool concept, Cameo, but 2 for 2 I've been let down. Drew Bledsoe messed
Yeah,
up
Drew
with me.
Bledsoe did mess up.
Who would
And
want to talk to that ass?
who wouldn't?
I wouldn't.
Oh,
Tom Brady. I thought.
sorry, it's not James Cagney.
Tom Brady
Oh, we
would be
need
in the
Norm
four
back to talk
figures
to
realm,
James
I
Cagney.
would think.
Go ahead, Eric.
God.
Would you want to
Oh,
talk
I'm
to?
just saying, Tom Brady would probably be 1,000 for like 5 minutes.
You want to talk to Drew Bledsoe?
Negative.
Negative.
I really don't have anything to say to Drew.
Right, but you're not in a different. You're in a different geographic.
No, he's a big Patriots fan.
The point is, we're not talking about Christopher Lloyd.
Which
Ever
is Drew
again.
Bledsoe.
And he had a time machine. You'd think he'd be on time. I don't
You
know.
think
Drew
so?
Bledsoe a slacker?
Yes.
No,
Yes,
he's
he
not.
is.
He's ambitious.
I don't think you can call Drew Bledsoe a slacker because he almost died on the football field.
He makes wine too.
I hope he punctures his other lung.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
Wow!
As
I'm just kidding. I love Drew.
As we get back on topic, do you know that, Eric, that Adam Sandler is from Manchester, New Hampshire?
You have mentioned that, and so is Matt Connerton. Yeah, I think Adam Sandler is one of the greatest slacker actors of all time. I mean, although he doesn't have the quantity of films, he only has like 3 or 4 that I think could quantify as slacker films. I think those 4 are very good.
And what are they?
Another one is that I think played the slacker very well is Chris Farley.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like Chris Farley.
Interesting.
What was Adam Sandler, the 4 slacker films?
And there's your airheads right there.
I would say I would qualify his 4 slacker films as Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, and the animated film 8 Crazy Nights. He was more of a jerk than a slacker, but had slacker tendencies. In one open for debate, I would say The Wedding Singer. He played a slacker.
What about Big Daddy?
I would say Big Daddy as well, yeah.
Oh, then 5. Yes, absolutely, Big Daddy.
Well, he got his foot run over by a mail truck.
Right. Now, one of the worst movies ever was when he got hit by a shovel.
Don't you bring Little Nicky into this. It's
Little
a great
Nicky.
film. Would you consider that one? Because he's kind of running on the coattails of his dad, Satan.
Little Nicky, which the only reason to watch would be Harvey Keitel, a slacker movie.
No, I don't know what I would call Little
What's coming of age now?
What do they call those? A farce?
I don't know. It's a strange movie, and it's all off on its own in a way.
I don't.
I mean,
hate
you don't
it,
get
honestly.
Harvey Keitel. Was a fascinating actor.
Kevin Nealon had
to
3.
join up unless it was a good script.
Henry Winkler,
Oh, Henry Winkler.
covered in bees.
Henry Winkler is one of the nicest people you could ever meet.
Yeah,
by the
sorry,
way.
Henry.
Oh, you know him?
No, I know people that have interviewed him.
Oh, hearsay, Your Honor.
No, but
Sustained.
people that
I'll allow it.
say he was a very, very nice person.
You're
Which one was he in? Saw that out. It's The Water Boy. Henry Winkler's in The Water. Is The Water Boy?
Slacker movie, right?
Yes, he was he was one of the coaches in The Waterboy.
That's the only Adam Sandler movie I ever watched that I could watch. Because I was trying to tell Gonzo a story. My father, this tough old World War II vet, he calls me up one day. He says, this actor, Adam Sandler, I hear he's from Manchester, New Hampshire. I said, oh, yeah, he is, Dad. And he said, I was going through, the cable, because Dad had the 200-channel package, which is common now, but not so then. So he said, all of a sudden I started watching this movie, and Darren McGavin was in it, and Adam Sandler is playing his son. My father was like astounded because he loved movies. He loved David Lynch. He liked all sorts of independent movies. He was really into, and we would talk about movies to watch. And my stepmother, watching some of these independent movies that would drive her crazy. She did not like Blue Velvet, stuff like that. He said, I was watching. I think it's Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
Or is it Billy Madison with
When he
Darren
goes back to
McGavin?
school, or if he plays golf?
No, I guess it's the Darren McGavin. What was the one Darren
Waterboy.
McGavin was?
No, you're talking about
Darren
Billy
McGavin
Madison.
was Billy Madison.
Okay, so my father's watching Billy Madison. He said, John, it was like watching a car wreck. It was the worst movie I've ever seen.
No.
And I have my remote in my hand, and I'm simply unable to, move my fingers and change the channel. He said, I've never seen anything so bad. I was mesmerized. And I couldn't help him because I think Darren McGavin was a hell of an actor. But maybe that's why he started watching it or whatever. But I've never seen that movie.
I think Rotten Tomatoes would agree with your dad because Adam Sandler movies get about 4% on the. Yeah, they don't do well on those, but they're way better than that.
They've been plummeting since the 2000s, but his early stuff was
But they still get bad
okay.
scores.
Okay. I'm saying okay.
Let the experts talk.
Sorry.
Eric,
I'm
what are you
sorry,
saying?
The problem with Rotten Tomatoes is the people that are on there that give the critiques and everything look at all films under the same light. They want films to have this great artistic merit to them. And if they don't, they just eviscerate them. And it's unfair and unfortunate because do films like the American Pie films, Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, Porky's, Animal House have major artistic merit? Not precisely, but they're entertaining to a lot of people. So I think their ratings are grossly unfair when they rate movies like that because they're reviewing it as if it's Citizen Kane, when they should just look at it as did it entertain me for 90 minutes to 2 hours.
You have to look at the audience they're addressing as well. Like, obviously, someone looking for something sophisticated like Schindler's List, don't watch Happy Gilmore.
Well, Rotten Tomatoes is an aggregate of reviews by reviewers, and when a movie comes out, they're going to dump on something like that.
Right.
And
what was the new Adam Sandler movie that came out on Netflix? Like the newest one.
Hidden Gems.
Hidden Gems. I think I haven't seen it, but I've heard
it did well.
It did. I think it did pretty well.
Hidden Gems is amazing. Adam Sandler should have won Best Actor last year.
Really?
And he's won. He's won the worst one, right? Whatever that's called, the Razzies. Yeah, a couple times.
Now, a good friend of mine who it is not like crappy movies thought Spanglish was very good.
It was good.
He was in the
Yes.
I'm a fan of Punch Drunk Love.
Very good.
Oh, I wanted to see that, but I didn't.
Yeah, you should. It's
because that's not the Adam Sandler fan wheelhouse of.
Right, that's not an Adam Sandler film.
People complain about it and they don't like it.
Now, William Goldman won 2 Academy Awards as a screenwriter for yes, you're in a movie. We're talking about movies now.
No, you're just so knowledgeable, John.
William Goldman won 2 Oscars. He wrote the original screenplay of Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, and then he won an Oscar for adapting All the President's Men. But he used to be a very astute student of Hollywood, and he would write an annual column before the Oscars about the state of the industry. And he said that at one point, when Adam Sandler was like the biggest star in Hollywood, in the sense that he might be not the number 1 box office star, which is Tom Cruise, but a Tom Cruise movie cost over $100 million to make. This guy was bringing in these huge grosses, making these films that were only like for $10 million or so, and they returned so much money that he was the real box office champ. It didn't, because Tom Cruise makes some real junk too. We used to have to be dragged off to his movies, but let's not get into that. Women like him, but Maverick.
Men like him.
If I ever have to watch that damn
Top Gun, you don't
Top
like
Gun again, I'll strangle somebody.
You don't have the need for speed.
But the point is, and then Adam Sandler, the movie started going up in budget, and he started branching out to try to be a real actor and use his talent. And he stopped. The grosses stopped going down, which reminds me of what Marlon Brando said. Marlon Brando, when he's in The Godfather, that was the top grossing film of all time without inflation for briefly before Jaws. It beat Sound of Music, everything he said. Brando's always said, the higher the gross, the worse the movie, which is not true about The Godfather, which is my pick for the greatest American movie of all time. But it's strange that Sandler, making these movies, which my father or myself thought unwatchable, was the biggest really thing in Hollywood.
Well, they all
and
try.
And then he got more sophisticated, and his popularity.
Don't all comedians go that route at one point to try it out?
Yeah, that's probably true.
I don't think he cares is the thing.
Oh, he must care.
He doesn't care what we think. It's like, I'm going to make a bunch of movies with my friends.
Spanglish.
No, you don't make grown-ups. You do not make grown-ups, ever.
No, I'm not even talking about, once Netflix brought him out, he just I'm just going to make a bunch of movies with my friends. I don't care if you like it. Or what was the one where he was himself and his sister?
Jack and Jill.
Yeah,
awful.
Terrible.
That kind of signaled the...
It could have been great.
How about That's My Boy with Andy Samberg?
Yes.
Jack and Jill kind of was like the end of him as the big
Oh, That's My Boy was great, I think.
The
Right,
movie-
Eric?
You're wrong.
No.
Oh, analyze this, or is it analyze that with Jack Nicholson? I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, with Billy
Him
Crystal.
and Nicholson were really great together.
Yep.
Click.
It wasn't
Click
Analyze
terrible.
This, John. It was Anger Management.
Anger Management, was it called?
Yes, that's what. Yeah, but
Analyze This
same
is
thing,
something
yeah.
with I think Jimmy
Yep.
Caan.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's Robert De Niro and Billy Crystal.
Oh, okay. There you go. I knew it was somebody with a Godfather.
Robert De Niro. I never heard
You've never seen
that name.
Neither have I.
Yeah.
He's new. He just came out.
He's just one of those, never will be.
I love De Niro and Bad Grandpa. Ooh, go check that out. He goes for it.
I love Robert De Niro in the Meet the Parents
Oh, yeah.
series. I think he's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
I never thought he could play comedy, but he did.
Well, he wasn't.
Because
He wasn't comedic. He was
Right, but it was so well written.
locked in.
That's
Yeah.
a comedy.
No, it is a comedy. He's not being funny.
Called
though.
satire.
He's perfect. He plays that character
Yeah.
perfectly. But
Don't
it's such
mess
a
with the Italian dad.
written script. Oh my God! When the ashes fall, and the cat sings. I never laugh. Sorry.
Jinx,
And the cat's going towards the ashes to,
I'll walk out.
I'm sorry. We brought up the cat.
Yeah, first you're meowing.
Yeah, we got about another 5 or 6
Last
minutes,
time you did
Eric.
Catwoman.
Good robot.
I know what you're up to.
I think you brought up
Oh, I
the
fucked him
ashes
down.
scene. What led up to that is just this awful, cringe-worthy poem he reads about his mother dying of cancer.
You caught it.
Right before that happened.
Yeah.
And it just sets it up perfectly.
Well, we've just hit a soft spot with, Gonzo's cat died, and the last 10 minutes we're turning over to him solo.
He said, "No, I'm
So
gonna
he
give
can
it.
breathe.
I'm gonna give it to Eric. Eric can do the 10 minutes on my
you're
cat.
going to do it.
On my
You're
cat.
going to obey. You're going to obey. We're going to give you the 10 minutes to grieve Robot.
Oh my God. Okay.
We'll be right here.
You know you want it.
I have him in my bag.
Do you have his ashes?
No, it's.
Because I've got to
cremated yet.
use the facilities myself. This could
Okay.
save me some time.
Well, last time we talked about placenta. This time we can talk about rigor mortis.
Is he in the? You have the bag with him?
Yeah, I got the bag.
Honestly, I did check the bag to make sure he wouldn't do that.
He's
not in
alive. It's a miracle.
Because you do, when you take your pet to be cremated, you do put it in the bag,
Well, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna bury him with my dogs.
How many dogs did you have?
3.
And they all died?
Yeah, I'm 40.
I thought, how long have you lived on Elm Street?
What dog have you
Off
known
of
that
Elm
lived
Street.
40 years?
No, I live off Elm Street.
Except for Clifford the big red dog.
You mean you have some place where you go and bury these dogs, like Pet Cemetery?
Yeah, in my backyard at my house.
At your house? How long have you lived at this house?
I mean, I'm just kidding.
your wife's
I'm
house?
just kidding about that. I didn't know.
This sounds like some Stephen King-ish type
No,
of,
I would never do that.
Waste of an hour and a half.
Oh, I pay the $500 to the vet so they can upcharge me to make some money on my grieving status.
Now we've gone morbid, Eric.
Eric.
Well, I mean, I think that helps the grieving process.
To be morbid?
Humor.
Yeah.
Humor's everything with grieving.
Are there any dead pet movies that we can recommend that Gonzo might alleviate his grief?
John, you're going to be in it.
I don't know if it would alleviate his grief. Marley and Me.
Oh, that would not help at all.
No, we're about to be weekend at Hopwood's in a minute.
Was that a that'd be a slacker movie,
Yeah,
wouldn't it?
Bernie was a slacker.
Well, Bernie was dead.
He didn't do crap.
It was a good weekend, though.
Another great actor. What's his name? Not the.
We're talking about slacker movies. What do you think of Adam Sandler as an actor, Eric?
What do I think of Adam Sandler as an actor? Until I saw Punch Drunk Love, I thought he did, again, like Pauly Shore, he had one trick, and he did that one trick very well. But then I saw Punch Drunk Love, and I'm like, okay, he can act. And then you see him in Anger Management, and he literally goes toe-to-toe with Nicholson.
Yeah.
So you're like, okay, he does have that ability, and then Uncut Gems, just blown away by his performance.
I'll have to see that.
I still don't even know how. I don't even think he got nominated for Best Actor.
No, he got snubbed.
And that's a travesty. For him to not even be nominated, especially when I felt he should have won for that role. It's an amazing film and just brilliantly done.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard nothing but good things about it.
So
He's done some garbage. You know, The Replacements was awful. There's no
It
reason.
had Gene Hackman in it.
It's just bad, though. It's like,
All right. Yeah.
You are right yourself.
Do you have any comments about Adam Sandler?
Yeah, I think he's a great actor, and he's hilarious, and he's from Central High, baby. Woo!
And he listens to the morning show, you told me.
Yep, he's a big fan of me, Kyle, and Peter White.
He actually is a fan of Peter White?
More me and Kyle, but yeah. He was
so
on
he
our
only
podcast.
listens to it
No, people just listen to hate us, which is fine because you still listen to us, so we'll take that.
Did you go to Central High? Kyle?
I did.
Of course, dude.
Graduated in 2010.
What do you think this is?
No, it's Regnus.
Well, I went to West High School.
No kidding.
You were the evil empire to us, the Central
we
High.
feel the same
Dude,
about you.
we didn't even know who you were. Like, we don't think about West.
Yes, by the time,
Irrelevance, Your Honor.
what Central used to be the Catholic high school is taken over, as powerhouse.
Not anymore.
Trinity. They used to be called Bishop Barrett.
Well, Trinity's always been good at basketball, and they still are.
Well, here's the thing about
Central had a hell of a... Well, West had a good one for several years.
private schools can recruit people, whereas
Did you say West made a good run? What?
they may have, but a public school, you have to live in your district, whereas a private school, you can bring kids in.
Right. Well, Eric, we are going to be wrapping up early so he can do his shtick. He can properly mourn his cat robot, but always wonderful to hear from you. What is your review of Friday?
Gonzo, I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you, Eric.
And my review this week in honor of the NCAA tournament starting is the sports documentary Hoop Dreams that chronicles 4 years in the life of two inner city youths as they go through high school and try to achieve their dream of making the NBA.
And it changed the rules of how they award the documentary Oscar because it didn't get nominated.
Snubbed.
Yes, and Roger Ebert says it is the greatest documentary he's ever seen.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Eric, thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you for having me.
Bye, Eric.
Have a good day, Gonzo and Kyle.
Bye, Eric.
Now I'm going to
Bye, guys.
X him out. Kyle, do you have anything to say before we turn the studio over?
Well, Kyle's going to be part of a dramatic reenactment.
No, he's
Wait,
leaving.
we're reenacting your cat dying?
We're going to talk about the last conversation.
No, I'm not leaving you two alone together. Kyle, are you leaving with me so he can do his singing?
No, you were going to do the part of robot.
Yeah, I'm not.
Oh, is this all right with you, Kyle?
I don't want to do your dead cat's meows.
Oh, so there was going to be meowing.
Yeah, at the end.
And you wouldn't let me do it?
You did it.
John, if you would like to take my role.
First of all, I'm not doing the bit. When you guys leave, I'm just going to talk about Hopwood.
No, you're not going to do anything because then I'll have to take the birthday party show.
You look like you're in Rookie of the Year. Birthday. You can throw a fastball 95 miles an hour now with your arm.
I can't throw a fastball with 5 miles an hour.
Nope. I will just say I met you once, Robot.
Are you a lefty?
No, I'm a righty.
You were just kind of hanging out on the couch?
No, I'm not going to do the thing anymore.
Why not?
It's just making fun of it.
We're not making fun of you. We were going to let you do what you wanted to do.
I don't think Norm would be pleased with you right now. I don't.
I think that you're being a male B-I-T-C-H.
I don't think Norm's friends would be pleased with you either.
Do you want to sing your song?
Robot?
No. I do.
Thank you for letting me scratch your head.
I want to do a reading on Eric, though. If
no, you're not going to do any readings. But the point was we ended the show early so you could do your thing. You could sing your song to your cat.
I'll do it to Brandon then. All right. Brandon, I see travel in your future.
No. If you're not going to do your thing, the show's over right now.
Then do it.
Do your thing.
Why do you got to do your thing all the time?
because it's my show. Why is he being such an ass?
You said it's Kyle's show.
No, I lost that.
It was till a minute ago. Why are you being?
But it's okay to sing Sarah McLachlan.
Yeah, why don't you sing your song for your cat?
Fine, I will.
Okay. And you can meow.
I'm not gonna meow.
I don't like that version though.
I don't want to replicate. I didn't really know Robot.
I will say one thing about Robot was he was a token of my wife and I's love.
Yeah.
We bought him when we first met. He was there for us when we loved him. I mean, when we needed him. He always knew when you needed him. And his last thing he did was he got up and he mustered to me and he said,
Meow.
Yeah, losing a cat's terrible. You must have had him for years. A beloved pet.
He's
it's
10
terrible.
10 years old. He had a lot of life to live.
We're not
I
here to
blame the
make fun of
pandemic.
that.
He got COVID and he never really recovered.
Oh, that's sad.
But for the listeners out there, if you have a cat and you have loose grocery bags, put it in a drawer.
He did. Why'd you bring that up? He had a bag addiction. He was addicted to eating plastic Hannaford bags. We thought we got him off it. The other cat, Seamus, started doing it. Brought it back into the house. Then I caught him doing paper. And then I tried to stop him, and then I punished him. I said, you can't be doing paper because it's a gateway to plastic. And what did he do? I caught Seamus eating plastic, so I instantly put him into rehab. He's good now, but then Robot goes into the vet. They do an x-ray, and what do you think I found, John?
Plastic bags?
With Hannaford on it.
How could they see Hannaford?
So you can't really help. You can lead a cat to water, but you can't make them drink it.
I've never heard of any animal eating plastic bags.
Dude, it's a big thing now. It's different generations, John. I don't know what cats did back in your time. Right now, there's a huge Hannaford bag. I mean, you gotta get a clue, bro. Like, this is what's going on out there in the cat world. Like, this is why I wanted to do the whole show on cats today. But you hijacked it with slacker movies.
No, you intended to hijack the show because we said at the end of last
year. My cat died, John. And he died from an addiction to plastic. I didn't want to say it. I was going to say he died of old age. But no, he died at a young age. He ate plastic again. True, and what happens is when you get off plastic and you get better, you can overdose on it by just doing a little bit more.
So here's the thing, John. When your cat eats too much plastic, don't worry about me. They can't digest the plastic, unfortunately.
It gets in their colon.
It gets everywhere. It doesn't digest. So
did they have to do surgery?
No, they knocked them out. I couldn't afford anesthesia, so they got a boxer in there, and then they manually took it out. And then what did they find? Hannaford. And if you ask me, I saw a little bit of Market Basket in there. So he's got multiple people.
You go to Hannaford's?
I go to Hannaford's. I went to Market Basket once.
Market baskets are really cheap.
And what did he do?
Very true.
And I like to put them in the cabinet because I like to take a bag out. We have this thing called the bag lady. You take it out and you use it for things.
Bag lady.
Yeah, in the closet.
Guess who found the bag lady?
Robot found it. No, Seamus.
Well, Seamus is an instigator. Have you addressed, you gotta keep up with Seamus. Do you even love Seamus?
No.
Are you going to sing this song?
No.
Why not?
Do you want us to hold each other for the last 5 minutes?
What was the song? Would you like us to sing it?
I hate Hannaford's.
Well,
It should have never left Shop and Save.
I know it's not Hannaford's
Shop and Save?
It used to be.
But they make them so accessible now. Like
the bags?
Yeah, like they're everywhere.
Again,
double bags for a piece of chicken. Would you like double bag? You see flying all over the parking lot. Like, get a grip on these
You know
things.
what they call a plastic bag caught in branches of leaves in autumn in England? Witches' knickers, which knickers means underpants.
Not going there. But I would tell you, underwear.
Do witches wear underwear?
No, witches do wear knickers, I guess.
Say underwear. Undergarments.
Well, knickers means women's underwear in England.
Yeah. I don't know what.
I have a list, so I'm not going there. But my point is, you see a bag flying in the air.
So your cat
grab it from the air, Put it in your car. Do the responsible thing. Don't just let it fly around.
Your cat died from eating plastic bags? Is that what you're telling us?
Hannaford.
No, you're talking the plastic bags.
I'm suing Hannaford.
Yes, that's what he's telling you, John.
Suing Hannaford.
I'm so
not the one I
like.
like.
But you're the one who had the plastic bags in your house. Why didn't you just remove all the plastic bags?
Because he thought he had it under control, John.
You just didn't have. It's like if he's like addicted to cocaine, and we'll keep the cocaine here in the medicine cabinet.
He was fine with cocaine.
Still get up there.
He was fine with cocaine. It never really
Good anesthetic.
Yeah, he's fine on it. But the bags.
Did he croak after they pulled them out?
He didn't croak. He died. Okay, he's not a frog.
How many lives was he on?
He was obviously his last one.
Lives. This is his 11th life.
It was 9.
Yeah,
ironically enough, that is a real thing.
He's not coming back.
No, he's gone, baby, gone.
Because I know people that their dogs have come back to them, but those are dogs.
That happened with my
and then what
my
happens?
first pet. Actually,
they come back mean and they murder you.
No, that's not true. Yeah, that sounds like a Pauly Shore's new movie.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
My point is, I saw a bag out there on Elm Street.
And you just brought it at home like to tease?
No, I took it and I put it in the receptacle.
Did you ever hear of catnip and stuff like that? The cat could have played with that. No, we'll give him a plastic bag.
Look, some people have their vices.
You have
some people eat. There's
in
human.
The house. There shouldn't be plastic bags.
I know, John. This is before he got addicted to it. He brought it in from an outside source. I'm telling you.
Did he have a connection?
Oh, obviously, it's Seamus, the other cat. He's an outdoor cat.
I saw a German Shepherd walking around.
You did?
In the alley, yeah.
When in doubt, blame the crowds, huh?
Well, wow, you've made about 19 racial slurs today.
Just groups that are on top. Never, anybody that's.
Listen,
Germans have a robust
this is supposed
economy.
To be my 10 minutes.
Well, you blew them. You didn't want to sing the damn song.
I didn't blow anything. Except the bag flowing in the wind. If there's a bag blowing in the wind, do the right thing. Brandon, can you zoom in on me, please?
It's not my fault if you were an irresponsible cat parent and brought this kind of catnip into the house.
Thank you. Do the right thing. If you see a Hannaford bag especially, I'll double the reward for those. I'm going to get those SOBs.
He has no money, folks.
John, this is my... If you get a bag, email me. I'll give you 25 cents for every Hannaford plastic bag you find, because I'm going to rid the streets of these things. I'll be damned if my cat's life is in vain. This is like, man.
All right.
We're not there for nothing.
Put the camera on me. I'm about to sign off. It's like we have somebody with the Victoria Sullivan syndrome, won't take the responsibility for themselves.
What is VSS?
Had the plastic bags in the house, and the cat did it self-man.
I don't have VSS.
What can you do? We will see you next week. It's going to be Kyle's birthday. We're going to take all those plastic bags that you bring in, and we're going to gag Gonzo.
Oh my
Bye.
God.